right, I was doing some reading and I ran across actually like about three different articles referring to this issue. This is the bottom oil pan of my 2015 FJ09, and they're calling this the Achilles heel and of the FJ09. And so you can see the problem here. This is the lowest point of the bike, and with it off, it's on its center stand right now, so it's a little higher, but it's about 5.5 inches between the ground and the bottom of the oil plug, which is actually kind of low, and that's the lowest point of the bike, as you can see, right now. So there's been several incidents where riders that are carrying a load or riding two up actually hit this with when the suspension bottomed out and caused the road to impact the bottom of the pan. And in one instance, it impacted so bad that the oil spewed out all over the back tire. It just instantly just dumped the whole crankcase, and it was kind of out on a very rural road. And I got to thinking that there's a lot of places that I like to ride that where there isn't any cell service and there's not hardly anybody else around. So I have a fix for this, and on this here, this oil plug. Now, I just recently changed my oil, so I'm going to catch the oil in a pan, and I'm going to pour it back in since it's still fairly fresh. I could wait until the next oil change, but by then it's probably going to be summer and not as much fun out in the garage as it is during the December where it's actually nice and cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And there's the oil plug that replaces this is it's a Mazda oil plug, and I'll put it up on the screen here. And so I just went over to the Mazda dealer today and picked it up. It was like $8, and then so you replace the plug, and then you either file or Dremel down this piece, because even this piece here, this is what Yamaha put as a guard to block the oil drain plug. But if you impact this, there were several incidents where somebody hit this, they didn't hit their drain plug, and it actually cracked the oil pan. Now, the 2016 oil pan, they fixed that, and how they fixed it was they put the drain plug on the side. So obviously, it got past them on the 2015, but then 2016, they did correct it. And I thought, well, maybe it'd just be just as easy just to replace the oil plugs, the oil pan, because they're, less than $100. But, to do that, you're going to have to, remove the whole exhaust system and to get to it. So, that's not something that I would really be enthusiastic about doing. And I'd be a lot less enthusiastic about having my crankcase oil dump out on the road in front and get on my tire, or cause me a very stranded situation, especially if I was someplace where there was no cell service. So now this is just illustrates the difference between the two plugs. You can see the Mazda oil plug is a very low profile, and also on the Mazda oil plug, although it's totally unnecessary, I attached a magnet here via some JB Weld, and yeah, that's totally not necessary. But I've done it on a bunch of oil plugs that I've had before, and if little particles of metal happen to be captured there, then that's just fine. And this is the original oil plug. Now, I did not see any kind of a crush washer, and it wasn't leaking at all, so I'm going to put it back. I have a nylon gasket that I've been using on my Toyota, so this one fit just perfect. So this one I'm going to install, and that's the part number. So It's available on Amazon, but when I went to go order it off of Amazon, it showed that it was coming being delivered out of Avondale Mazda, which was just literally just down the road from me. So rather than go to Amazon, I just went ahead and took a ride over to the dealer, and there they had it right there on the shelf for $8. So draining the oil now, and I'm going to put that in and then complete the little task. All right, I've put the oil back in the engine, and as you can see from the sight glass, it's still pretty clear. So no sense in throwing away perfectly good oil. Now, this is with the Mazda cap, the oil drain plug inserted. And so now the next task is I'm going to get the Dremel out, and I'm just going to cut off that that excess metal there. I'm going to cut it flush with the drain plug. And now I don't ride this off-road. Even though it looks like an adventure bike, it's a pavement bike. Now you may see me riding it off pavement, but that's just going to be on roads that you would ordinarily could drive a passenger car on. So nothing too crazy, just like I did with my Versys. But sometimes whether you're on the pavement or off the pavement, there's some hazards there, and so dumping your crankcase, that will definitely stop your ride. So anyways, I'm going to tape this up. All the places that I don't want to get scratched, I'm going to tape it up with some painter's tape and get on it. And I'm not going to try and video and do the work, so I'll video after. All right, well, I just pulled the painter's tape off, and there it is. It's a little bit low, not quite as low. Don't have quite as much. And now, of course, the lowest part hanging is the exhaust system. And I think in the middle of nowhere, taking a hit in the exhaust is a lot better than taking a hit in the oil pan. So, and the thing that I found, I didn't use a Dremel. I ended up just using a little hand hacksaw, and then the piece that it cut off, and there's a metal filings. It actually broke off really, really easily. I was surprised at just how brittle that is. And so that's just a reminder. This pan is cast aluminum, and it's not going to take a whole heck of a lot for it to break. So hopefully, at least for me, that's just one less thing that I got to worry about.